Everybody wants to think they're an expert communicator, but the reality is they're not. They're just not. And if you were to take a look at the framework and see that there is actually a way to respond to a what, why, or how question, and to do that with discipline and rigor, you would see that your messages landed the right way the first time. So, for example, Simon Sinek will say, you should always start with why. Start with why. Why? Well, Dr. Flipkowski will say that's a very incorrect approach. So he thinks we should start with what. And I actually believe that, because when you start with what, you're both on the same page. You can argue why till the cows come home, but if you're here and I'm there, this is where all the noise is. So if you start with what, you have an agreement of what it is that you're talking about, what's important, what it is that we're trying to accomplish, whatever it is, and you define that and you can agree on that, and then you might pepper that up or spice it up a little bit with a metaphor just to bring it to life a bit, then you go to why. And then you talk, so if this is what we're talking about, then why is it important? Well, let's talk about this. Hypothetically, conceptually, this is what that means. And let me give you a story that goes along with that to prove it. So you go from the fact-based to the hypothetical, and then from there, you would go down to the what do you do next? So what would we do about it? Now, the reality is that in conversations, they don't always follow that logical pattern. You have to have control over the conversation. You absolutely have to get to the point where you start with what. And then once you get to what, if you want to go into how, you could do that and then talk about why, but you have to start with what.